Mesdames et messieurs,
The greatest festival of our contemporary society, the Olympic Games, is about to begin.
this is gonna be close.
Oh! They're all completely gassed! They've given it everything on the global bucket! Oh, yeah! Go! Oh!
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. But that is an Olympic championship. Ready.
Bonjour, and welcome to day 10 of the Paris 2024 Olympics on Keep the Flame Alive, the podcast for fans of the Olympics and Paralympics. I am your host, Jill Jarris, coming to you from the main press center at Paris 2024, joined as always by my lovely co-host, Alison Brown. Alison, hello, how are you?
Apparently a very, very sleepy co-host. Sorry about that, a yawn just as you were getting started. I have had 2 full meals today and an ice cream. I am like a new woman.
Oh, excellent. I've had 1 full meal, but boy, did I need that full meal.
And it was
That
a good one.
It was good. We had Greek food tonight with producer Ben and Clarillo and superfan Sarah and her family. So that was lovely. We had some Greek food. But man, it was nice to have a meal.
Oh, it's nice to sit down with other people and use a knife and fork and have a normal meal. And now as we're recording, we're watching surfing. That seems to have finally gotten its competition going again.
All right. Day 10. Let's begin the baguette.
You're going to appreciate this. So after one of my meals today, after I had déjeuner, I was walking over to wrestling and I was chewing a piece of gum because I didn't know who I was going to run into. I didn't want them to smell my lunch breath. And in the judo area, there are those rubber pieces that you walk on because it's all dirt, and one wasn't pushed in properly, so I tripped.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
And my gum came flying out of my mouth. And the poor French woman who was walking toward me actually said, "Ooh la la." Because I don't know if she thought it was a tooth or I don't think she knew what was flying out of my mouth. Because I just tripped a little, but I tripped enough
Right.
to kind of
Jar things.
and I didn't want to choke, and it just went out. So they do, in fact, say "ooh la la" when startled.
Very
so
nice.
go startle yourself a French person and see if you get an "ooh la la."
Contributor Ben and I went on a fun tour this morning. We went to the city's archeological headquarters. So what happens is when you have a construction project in Paris, you have to contact the archaeology department. And when you're digging in the ground, they come in and say, okay, there might be some significant historic stuff because we have a lot of history here in France. And then they will do a dig if necessary and pull out artifacts. So they have pulled out a lot of stuff. And we got to see the big warehouse it's in. And the x-ray machine that is new and they are very proud of having.
Did they send you through it just to show it off?
No,
Oh, good.
not at all. But they have a whole bunch of storage, and they have things like Roman aqueducts. And we saw a sarcophagus. We saw, they had a couple of pots that had been kind of really fully intact for the most part. A lot of stuff that's shards, a lot of stuff that's pieces of things. And they don't necessarily try to put it together because that's not necessarily the fashion right now. But a lot of stuff that you can still find in the layers of detritus within the city. So
And the favorite thing you brought to me was
a dog paw print found in a piece of concrete kind of thing. So it was really cool, and they were wonderful, and they had this huge map. We'll try to get posted on our site somewhere. Contributor Ben, producer Ben. It's going to take me a while to get that right.
That's okay. It's a new promotion.
Producer Ben has written a blog piece about this, so we'll have it on our blog at some point soon, and a link to a map of everything they found in different parts of the city. So it's a really, really cool site. They do a lot of really good and interesting work, and that helps them understand the history a little bit more of how things actually worked. So I succumbed to the crud, I guess you would say, and was completely wiped out. Getting up to get on this tour early was tough, and I did not have a great time during the tour. Not our hosts notwithstanding, because they were lovely and charming and so excited about what they did.
You're tired.
I'm really, really tired. I'm really, really draggy. So I just decided to sleep the afternoon, but I put on French TV to have on the Olympics coverage. And if you are wondering, French TV is exactly like American coverage, except for everything is France. We had table tennis on because a French person was competing. There was, they did have gymnastics, though. They showed the balance beam. And then at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they cut to like the main news place because it was time for Olympic news. And then I had to go find another channel to watch the rest of the balance beam. But every French sport that was going, or French entry into a sport that was going on at that time, was being watched on.
I actually find that very reassuring that it's not just the United States that does that.
It is. So that was fun. So I saw part of the balance beam.
We'll get to that.
And that made me happy that I got to see a little bit of coverage. Walking through our neighborhood today, because we don't tend to walk through it in the afternoon, but I don't know if the first Monday of the month is a special kind of street flea. It was everywhere, and it was just like moving and undulating all over the place. And both sides of the crummy underpass were chock full of stuff, and then it all moved to just one side of the street, because I guess Ben had told me that when you were walking, the cops were moving people.
Right. When we left, which was probably a couple hours before you did in the afternoon for your second outing, the cops were kind of breaking up one section that maybe had become disruptive. Mm-hmm. But surprisingly, it was one cop. When usually they travel in packs of 6 or 7,
right?
But only when they actually do something are they alone. When they're standing around chit-chatting, it's the 7 or 8.
So when I left, then it was all on one side of the street, and it just kept going and going, and it went all the way to Be Jazzy. That is our nice restaurant. It's a jazz club, so it's called Be Jazzy. And it's a couple blocks away.
That's kind of the marking point of where it gets better for us.
Yes, exactly.
If you hit Be Jazzy, you're going to be okay-zy.
For the most part. It's still grunge, but it's good. It's a lot better. But it just kept going around the corner. Street Flea kept going. I know. It just kept going. I couldn't believe the mobs of people looking for treasures among...
one shoe.
Right? I did see a man on the tram platform who had a shirt that said, "I'm the best man." And it said the name Elliot on the back. So, Elliot, if you got rid of your best man t-shirt,
it made it to Paris.
There you go. All right, what kind of officiating or volunteer job would you like to do?
So I made it out to wrestling today, and I did get to chat with the dulcet tones of Jason Bryant in person. So I'll put a plug in for that. And while I was there, I saw 2 jobs I would like. One involving floor maintenance. We do love floor maintenance. The mats are covered with a sheet.
Oh.
The sheet is removed by people wearing socks.
Okay.
And then they fold the covering sheet quite neatly.
Precision.
It was nice. Then the second job, I have found another group of basket people, which are more like box people. So there is a volunteer assigned to each wrestler that carries a storage bin, a clear plastic storage bin, I assume, of what they want out with them while they are competing. And then he comes out with him, and then he follows him back in.
I did make it to 3x3 today, and I kind of think balls and floor would be my thing. There was one volunteer in one corner that would retrieve balls that had gone out of bounds, and another one that had towels to mop up the floor. Although 3x3 officiating might not be bad. It might not be bad to be a ref.
I don't know if this was true at your 3x3. When I went to see 3x3, both of the officials were quite small. And I loved that there was this little woman just yelling at these very large men to behave. That gave me a great deal of joy.
All right, it's time for everybody's favorite segment, Toilet Talk. Do you have any new toilets?
I don't have any new toilets that I am aware of, but listener Brian shared some new toilets. And I love that people are getting in on this. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group, please do, because you'll get to see the toilets of Paris.
It's a big photography exhibition coming your way.
At the archaeological site. He discovered both male and female urinals with some amazing graphics on the outside. Please go take a look at these pictures. On the road between the RER station, which is the commuter rail, and the Stade de France. So please, if you are not in the Facebook group, it's Keep the Flame Alive podcast, and look for Brian's pictures of the male and female urinals.
Very good. I have no new toilets, but we haven't really talked about our own toilet lately.
Oh, in our hotel?
Yes, our own.
Was there a problem with?
No, well, there's two things I want. And one thing I really noticed today for the first time is that we have a double toilet roll holder. So we have two on the wall. That's where the toilet paper is.
You haven't noticed all this time that we've had 2 rolls of toilet paper?
No, I've noticed, but today I noticed that we have one with it's an over and the other is an under.
I can explain that. Because I hate when the toilet paper is under, so I switched one of them.
Well, I didn't know because I'm an over as well, and I didn't know. And then I thought, well, it's the best of both worlds. If you have to have a crummy hotel room, and then you get 2 toilet paper, and then you get one over and one under, nobody's fighting, I think.
No, because it's a beard, not a mullet. And it seems like once I switched it, our housekeeping person has left it alone.
Oh, well, that's good.
And continued that when she's changed the role, which I so greatly appreciate.
There's also, this didn't come up in time for swimming, but one of your favorite events is the 50 meter, which you call
Splash and dash. I don't call it that.
Well, I know
but yes.
But you do enjoy calling it
I
splash
do.
dash. We also have a splash and dash situation in our toilet because this is gross. So feel free to forward. Under certain circumstances, when you flush, it's so powerful that it splashes.
I have not experienced this.
Well, lucky you. There have been extra showers. And it's just, I have gone like U-turn right into the shower to clean off again. It's so gross.
Okay, don't make me laugh because then I'll pee in my pants and then there'll be an extra shower.
All right. Well, nobody wants that, right?
Nobody wants that. We don't have enough towels in the hotel to take extra showers.
Well, for all our toilet talk investigations. The only way we're bringing you this unique coverage of the Paris 2024 Olympics is through support of listeners like you. We are an independent media outlet, and therefore we also have independent financing. So we really count on you to keep our flame alive as well. We're looking for some more support to get us through these games, get us home safely every night since we have to take a cab due to our sketched neighborhood. And we would really help us if you could chip in with that. $20.24 for 2024 would get us a long way. So if you check out flamealivepod.com/support, you can find a number of ways to donate. We have PayPal, we have Venmo, we have Buy Me a Coffee. And if you want to be an ongoing patron, that's patreon.com/flamealivepod. All patrons get an exclusive photo of the day that goes nowhere else. And then $5 a day patrons get some video content that also is exclusive. And hopefully I'll have some time in the workroom tomorrow and I can chop up some video to put it on and meet Patreon's 2-minute limit because I've got some long videos that I really want to share with you. So again, that's flamealivepod.com/support. Okay, time for daily results. Starting with artistic gymnastics.
You have been watching some artistic gymnastics on the feed, and you have made a little observation.
What is up with the foot fetish of the cameramen?
They have really been zeroing in on people's feet, haven't they?
It's so weird. It's like feet and ankles and toes.
Well,
And,
I will tell you that is one cameraman who has that assignment.
oh, really?
I think so, because when I was there, I was sitting by the poor OBS man who only did the crowd shots.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if if there was someone who got assigned, to shoot their feet.
That's weird. Because when I see their ankles all taped up, or like with one of them had massive padding all around their ankles, that makes me sad because I know they're hurting. And then I don't want to see anybody's painted toenails.
Why?
I don't know.
They have such nice pedicures.
Why do I have to look at that, though? Why do I have to look at their feet?
What is your foot problem?
I don't know.
What is wrong with their feet? They're lovely feet.
All right. So, I see. Lori
Yes, so
Hernandez.
listener Don wanted me to point out that we complain a lot about the Elfie Schlegels of history. How bad a lot of television coverage, especially in the U.S. And apparently, Olympian Lori Hernandez has joined the NBC team and is an absolute rock star. She's on the daytime coverage and just been great analysis, encouraging, kind of a Rowdy Gaines bit coming. I know, early days to say that, but that she absolutely deserves a shout out. Don was trying to come up with something that's the opposite of a feed beef.
Oh, well, that's nice.
So we don't know what that is. So if anyone has thoughts as to what the opposite should be, whatever the opposite is what Lori Hernandez is.
Excellent. I always like to hear that. So we did have men's parallel bars finals. Gold went to China's Zhao Jinghuan. Silver went to Ukraine's Ilya Kovtun. And bronze went to Japan's Oka Shinosuke. And then we had women's balance beam final. Gold went to Alice D'Amato from Italy. Silver went to Zhao Yingqing from China. And bronze went to Manila Esposito from Italy. I saw some of this as I drifted in and out of sleep.
So Rebecca Andrade finished 4th. Everybody else fell off.
To me, it was incredible. And poor Suni Lee, because I saw her and it was just unexpected that
Right. So both Suni Lee and Simone Biles took a tumble. And it was not the cleanest balance beam final I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was really, really, really tough because I saw a couple more women fall off or have really, really bad corrections.
No, the bottom 4 all fell off, and even the medalists, Alice was the cleanest. Wow. It was kind of a survival of the cleanest on the podium.
All right. Then we had men's horizontal bar final. Gold went to Japan's Oka Shinosuke. Silver went to Angel Barajas from Colombia, and we had tie for bronze. China's Zhang Boheng and Chinese Taipei's Tang Chiahung.
So we actually had a tie at the top as well.
Oh.
Oka and Barajas had tied, but there's a tiebreaker is the execution score.
Okay.
And Oka's execution score was higher, significantly higher, because Barajas had significantly more difficulty, but you go by execution when it's a tiebreaker. With Zhang and Tang, they were identical. Wow. Identical difficulty, identical execution.
Wow.
And this is also another one, and everybody else fell.
Oh, holy cow.
There was this was another survival of the fittest. And Zhang also had a shaky landing. On his dismount and was extremely disappointed with his result.
Then we had women's floor exercise.
Last event of gymnastics. It's fun when you finish with the women's floor exercise, right? Because that's the party.
Right. And party went to Brazil. Rebecca Andrade won gold, and Simone Biles from U.S. won silver, and Jordan Childs from U.S. won bronze.
Simone Biles bounced out of bounds twice on 2 tumbling passes and clear out. 2 feet, 0.6 of a point penalty. And the difference between gold and bronze was only 0.03 of a point. So those 2 penalties were everything.
On artistic swimming, we had the team technical routine. USA with Megumi Fields, Daniela Ramirez, and from the USA, they ranked 4th in the team technical routine with a total points of 282.9017. And then Canada ranked 7th, and that's got our Jackie Simoneau. They had total points of 262.4808.
And then we will see them compete tomorrow, and then the medals are on Wednesday.
In athletics, we had women's pole vault qualification, and Katie Moon qualified for the finals with a result of 4.55. Then in the evening session, we had men's pole vault final. Gold went to Sweden's Armand Duplantis. He got a world record, which I watched just before we went on. It was amazing because it took 3 tries for him to get that. So his world record's 6.25 meters. Silver went to Sam Kendricks of the U.S., and bronze went to Emmanuel Corrales from Greece. Kenny Bednarek won his heat in the 200 meter, so he is moving on to the next round. We had women's discus throw final. Gold went to Valerie Allman from USA. Silver went to Feng Bin from China, and bronze went to Sandra Elkosevic from Croatia. In the women's 5,000 meter final, gold went to Beatrice Chebet from Kenya, silver went to Sifan Hassan from Netherlands, and bronze went to Nadia Batocletti from Italy. And in the 800 meter final, gold went to Keely Hodgkinson from Great Britain, silver went to Tsigi Duguma from Ethiopia, and bronze went to Mary Mora from Kenya. Gonna have to go back and watch this feed. That sounds like excellent races right there. In badminton, we had the women's single medal matches. Gold went to Korea's An Se-young, silver went to China's He Bing Zhao, and bronze went to Indonesia's Gregoria Mariska Tunjung. And in the men's singles, gold went to Victor Axelsen from Denmark. Interesting.
I do love my Vikings playing badminton.
Silver went to Kunlavut Viditsarn from Thailand, and bronze went to Zijia Lee from Malaysia. Basketball 3x3. I went to basketball 3x3.
And you've been wanting to go all week, and you finally got there tonight for the last
one match and a little bit of another match.
But you got there.
I did get there.
Did you see the singing hype man?
Well, let's start with it's getting dark, and I'm wandering around, the Tuileries, and it's just mobbed there because everybody wants to see the cauldron. And I go to the wrong place and go to the wrong entrance and get directed the right way. In this area, I also have my bag. Cops stopped me and are plowing through every single part of my bag. And they're pretty rude about it and leave things unzipped. And I said, zip it up. So they zipped up the outside stuff. But it was just like, media really not bringing anything in. Come on. So I finally get to the right entrance and get in there. And I'm hoofing it to 3x3. We're in the middle of the women's gold medal match. And I'm trying to figure out where the press tribune is.
This was the press tribune that I told you where I got sent to multiple different places.
Yes, so I see the block seating for spectators very clearly marked, big, and the urban park area is somewhat crowded, and they finally have screens going there.
Oh,
so
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, now you can sit and watch in the park, and you could watch the men do warm-ups on the little warm-up court. So that was a little more fun and what I would expect the urban park to be. So the media entrance happened to be the same entrance as the Olympic family entrance. And as I'm trying to get in and figure out what the heck is going on, because there's like a little huddle of people trying to get in, and I don't know quite where to go. And so a woman looks at my tag and it's like, you got to come in. Meanwhile, I am being shuttled past and told to go in ahead of an IOC member who wasn't thrilled about it, I think. And it was Sergei Bubka.
No!
Yes, it was. It was Sergei Bubka. But then I got kind of stopped by the next layer of security things, and Sergei got shuttled past me, and I touched his butt. He went past me, and my hand was there, and like,
You Bubka that on purpose.
I did not Bubka that on purpose.
You totally did.
I did not. It was just like, oh, you're Sergei Bubka, and like, your pants slid past my hand, okay?
I don't think your new friend Macron would appreciate you cheating on him with Sergei Bubka.
So Sergei got up ahead of me. That's fine.
As it should be.
I get up. It is so packed in there.
Yes.
People are standing in the aisles. I'm not supposed to stand in the aisles. I tried to sit in the Olympic family section.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Oh, because if you want to make a volunteer freak out, you sit in the Olympic family section. That was hilarious. He's like, no, you cannot sit there. No. So
You almost made him say ooh la la.
yeah, probably. So get up. Of course,
There's nothing in the Tribune.
Nothing in the Tribune. And that's to be expected. We are in medal matches, and I should have been there 2 hours early. But I stand, and of course, it's just lined with volunteers who want to watch. So I finally stand in the seated area and watch my game and a half. And for the women, Germany beat Spain. That was pretty a thriller. And then bronze went to the U.S., and then I saw the full medal match for the men, which was Netherlands versus France. So, of course, the crowd is going nuts. It went to sudden death overtime.
I saw it on the feed.
Oh, man. And sudden death overtime means the first team to score 2 points wins. And France scored 1, and then Netherlands got a 2-point shot. And that was pretty cool.
And it was a beautiful shot.
Oh, yeah. It was. But like you said, it was a lot of fun to watch. It's very, very fast. Very, kind of rough and tumble almost, but a lot of fun. Part of me wishes I had seen some pool play earlier and gotten to see like 4 or 5 games in a row, but this was, at least I got a taste of it. The other thing I would say, I wish the court wasn't gray. I bet, everything has been so colorful, but it was gray and the refs' uniforms were gray. That was, in thinking about the officiating or volunteer job I would want, I did think about the gray uniforms, but I don't know if that's like a FIBA thing, and they want a darker court color. Who knows? But a lot of fun. Very, very different game. Like you said, very, very different from basketball.
Someone posted on X, I think I saw, complaining about the fact that, no U.S. team should ever get eliminated from a basketball tournament. To which I say, you clearly don't understand 3x3.
Yeah.
This is not 5-on-5. This is not, American basketball. This is a very different animal. And the Europeans are really, really good at it because they don't have as much 5-on-5. Mm-hmm. So they've specialized and done very, very well in this.
So, right, gold went to Netherlands, France got the silver, and bronze went to Lithuania,
who beat Latvia in a humdinger.
So, and I will say, excellent announcers. What a team. Like, you were so on with they had the camera up there. The other volunteer job I would want is, like, their personal volunteer, if they had the one.
They were great.
They were a lot of fun and really getting the crowd involved, and it was great. Beach volleyball, Kelly Chang and Sarah Hughes play in the quarterfinal tomorrow against Switzerland's Tanja Huberli and Nina Brunner. And then we had the men's round of 16 today, and another round of the women's round of 16. For the men, moving on are Herrera and Galvira from Spain, Mole and Sorum from Norway, Parton and Benish from U.S., and Cherif and Ahmed from Qatar. And for the women, moving on are Tina and Anastasia from Latvia, Alvarez and Moreno from Spain, Melissa and Brandy from Canada, and Ana Patricia and Duda from Brazil. In canoe slalom, we had the kayak cross finals for the men. Gold went to Finn Butcher from New Zealand, silver went to Joseph Clark from Great Britain, and bronze went to Noah Heggie from Germany. In the women's, gold went to Naomi Fox from Australia. France's Angela Hoog won silver, and bronze went to Kimberly Woods of Great Britain.
The Fox sisters just do nothing but win gold medals.
And they just dominate the canoe, the kayak. So
my goodness,
that must have been super exciting. I want to go back and watch that. Luca Jones qualified for the small final and placed first in that race, and Avi Leapart was eliminated in the quarterfinals. It's tough. That one's, I mean, sometimes it seemed when I watched it that you got the luck of the fall on where you fell and how you got out of that fall. Sometimes determined how well you could be ahead or how far behind you were. And sometimes there was just no catching up. In diving, they had the men's and women's platform. The women had preliminaries and semifinals. Oh, no, we just had women's today.
Just women today.
Okay. In equestrian, they had the jumping individual qualifier.
So
Sorry.
we talked today about, prior to the games, I talked about wanting to get out to Versailles, I have not gotten out there. I don't think I'm going to get out there. My 17th century Olympics are not happening. I did the fencing part, but not the Versailles part. But no fear, Paralympics, I am getting out to Versailles.
Yes. And it's been hard. I looked at getting out to Versailles tomorrow to try to see this, but it starts at 10 o'clock to see the finals. Finals start at 10 o'clock. Getting there is like an hour unless you get a taxi, but who knows how you get back from a taxi.
I think that hour is really ambitious.
Yeah, because there were like 4 different steps of transit there. So, and I thought I was hopeful a bus would go out there, a Transit Connect bus, but no dice. So tough to not be able to see that. That must have been really special. In football, we had the men's semifinals. Spain beat Morocco 2-1, and France beat Egypt 3-1 in extra time. In hockey, we had women's quarterfinals today. China beat Australia 3-2. Argentina and Germany tied, but Argentina won in a penalty shootout 2-0. And Netherlands beat Great Britain 3-1. And then Belgium beat Spain 2-0. So now the semifinals are set. It's Netherlands versus Argentina and Belgium versus China. In sailing, we are still working on races.
So men's kite, women's kite, mixed dinghy, and mixed multi-hull did get their races in today. Men's dinghy and women's dinghy were supposed to finish today. They did not. They have rescheduled their medal rounds for tomorrow.
In shooting, there was the men's 25-meter rapid-fire pistol finals. I saw a little bit of this on feeds. It looked really fun because what they do is they, put their rifle up and shoot 5 shots, and then you're like, "Did you get it?" And then they put the rifle down.
So it's almost like the shooting in biathlon where it's just really fast.
Exactly. So that was a lot of fun to watch. Gold went to China's Li Yuhong. Silver went to Korea's Cho Young-chae, and bronze went to China's Wang Zhenyi. In mixed team skeet, gold went to Diana Baccosi and Gabriella Rossetti from Italy. Silver went to Austin Jewel Smith and Vincent Hancock from the U.S., and bronze went to Jiang Yitin and Liu Jianlin from China.
So both Smith and Hancock are multi-medalists.
Oh.
In this Olympics.
In sport climbing, we had men's bouldering and lead semifinals. Jesse Grouper ranked 18th with a point score of 18.9. He does not qualify for the final. That looked hard. I saw another little, few seconds on a feed, and it looked like people were having trouble figuring out the problem.
Right. They seemed to be really struggling. They would get on the course, and just either fall off immediately, jump down to try and restart. So those were not easy courses that they laid out for them today.
And then we had women's speed qualifications as well. In table tennis, the men's and women's had their team round of 16.
We had said yesterday that our TKFLASTAN Melissa Tapper and Team Australia was playing today. They're actually playing tomorrow.
Okay.
Against Chinese Taipei. So they will start their team event then.
All right. And track cycling got underway. We had the women's team sprint medal finals. Gold went to Great Britain, silver to New Zealand, and bronze to Germany. Triathlon did the mixed team relay today. This was a really close race. Gold went to Germany, silver went to U.S., and our Morgan Pearson was on the team, and bronze went to Great Britain. The U.S. time was 100th of a second behind Germany and 5,000ths of a second ahead of Great Britain in a photo finish.
And this is not a short race.
No, this is an incredible race. So that is one to go back and watch if you haven't.
To see a photo finish in a triathlon of any kind is quite impressive.
In volleyball, we had the men's quarterfinals today. Poland beat Slovenia 3-1. Italy beat Japan 3-2. France beat Germany 3-2, and USA beat Brazil 3-1. So the semifinals will be Poland versus USA and Italy versus France. We're still on men's prelims.
This was, yes, I think I said yesterday that was the last day. I lied. Today is the last day. But some of these matches, I don't want to say they didn't count, but they didn't matter.
Oh, right.
Who qualified. So that was also kind
Right.
of what messed me up as I was looking at the schedule.
Gotcha. So we're talking water polo. We're in the tail end of this. Hungary beat Serbia 17-13. Japan beat Australia 14-13. Greece beat Italy 9-8. USA beat Croatia 14-11. Spain beat France 10-8, and Montenegro beat Romania 10-7. So the men's quarterfinal pools or brackets are set. It's Spain, Australia, Hungary, Serbia, Greece, Italy, Croatia, and the USA. Though the bracket starts on Wednesday. And then we had wrestling.
And I went to wrestling. And I saw wrestling in person for the first time in my life.
Oh, wow.
You would think, well, we didn't have high school wrestling or college wrestling where I was. So of course, Jason was fantastic. He actually really was so helpful in terms of understanding what was going on, as was the referee or the judge. I again, he explained who was who, but there was so many matches that I got confused again. And I wish he had explained it again to tell me who was talking to me. And apparently this judge likes to talk and tell the crowd what is happening. So he would say things like, he took 2 extra steps out. We don't allow that.
Oh, that's nice,
He really gave some great explanations, so that was very helpful. Lots of action. It was men's Greco-Roman in a couple of weight classes, women's freestyle. There were 3 matches going at all times, which can be hard to watch, but also it was easier to focus on one match at a time. And I can't tell you why. Maybe because the mat is sort of round. And that's an easier thing to look at than squares. I don't know. Like the squares run into each other, but the circles are more separated.
Okay.
So, but unfortunately, I do have to say, I think the verdict is I don't like fighting sports.
It's hard.
It's
you
hard.
know.
It's not my thing.
That's fine.
But man, some of these people are very big and very strong and very scary. And then they walk off and they're like smiling and waving at everybody. I was like, oh, you're not scary. You're very nice.
Well, if you would like to get in on the dulcet tones of Jason Bryant's wrestling guide, there's still time. He is selling them digitally at mattalkonline.com/Paris. It will get you all up to date on all of the wrestling action that is happening here. You can save $5 by using the discount code FLAMEALIVE, and that's mattalkonline.com/Paris.
We have a new mascot for the
Yay.
last stretch of the Olympics. but it's kind of a new old mascot. Theodore, who was a mascot during our Beijing coverage, is back. And we're going to have some new photos and some new stories that Superfan Sarah has shared with us about Theo. He's a little Shih Tzu with a big personality. Let's put it that way. Huge. And we also have a very special connection of Theo here in Paris. We will get to that at the end of his time with us. So again, special thanks to Superfan Sarah for supporting our Kickstarter campaign.
And TKFLASTAN added a medal today.
Added an unexpected medal because when originally the mixed relay team was announced, Morgan Pearson wasn't on it. And then when I looked today at the medal, there he was. So nice little bonus silver. So that is 6 golds, 4 silvers, and 4 bronzes for the people who have been on our show.
And we've got a lot of people competing tomorrow.
Kelly Chang and Sarah Hughes play Switzerland's Huberli and Brunner in the quarterfinals of women's beach volleyball.
The artistic swimming team event continues with the free routine. Keep an eye on Jacqueline Simino and Team Canada and Megumi Field and Daniela Ramirez on Team USA.
Deanna Price competes in the finals of women's hammer throw.
This is your Olympics, Deanna. Come
Deanna.
on.
I will be there. I will push it with my brain if I have to.
Andrew Capobianco begins competition in the 3-meter springboard.
Brooke Rabateau competes in the semis of the sport climbing combined event.
And USA plays Hungary in the quarterfinals of women's water polo. And we have shout-outs.
We have Kickstarter shout-outs. So these are people who supported our Kickstarter campaign that got us here. And that includes Nicholas Rockers, Rochelle Price, Francesca Donson, and Ian Teague.
And that's going to do it for this episode. Special thank you to our researcher, Annalie Dable.
And to get in touch with us here in Paris, you can find us on X, YouTube, and Instagram at FlameAlivePod. Send us an email at flamealivepod@gmail.com. Call or text us at 208-352-6348. That's 208-FLAME-IT. Chat with us and other fans on our Facebook group, Keep the Flame Alive Podcast, and get our special daily Games Time newsletter at our website, flamealivepod.com.
Join us again tomorrow for more action from Paris. And please don't forget to tell a friend about the show and hang out with us in the Facebook group. It's rocking. I'm so far behind. I got to catch up. I haven't been on the computer all day.
You got to go see those pictures that listener Brian posted.
I do. So thank you so much for listening. And until tomorrow, keep the flame alive.